Hey, people, welcome to this episode of Unleashed with Julia Winston. I'm Julia Winston, and I want to welcome you to the inaugural episode of my YouTube channel, Unleashed with Julia Winston. Whoop, whoop! I'm so excited. Okay, so here's what you can expect. Here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to look back on this video later on and go, wow, that was my first video. How did I do that? Why did I do that? And oh my gosh, I've come so far. So I'm prophesying that into my future right now. But here's why I got started. Because I have this message and it's very simple. And it's time for Christian women to go to work. Okay, that's the message. That's the title of this video. This is your welcome message into my life, into my channel, who I am. You'll get to know me if you come back and watch the videos, but that's the title. It's time for Christian women to go to work. And I am here because guess what? I got natural hair. It'll look frizzy like this. It'll look crazy sometimes. I am a hit and miss makeup wearer person, and I am not about like all this polished stuff. I'm just like, listen, this is what I need to say, and you're the person that needs to hear it. All right, so I am coming from a leadership development background, and I'm going to talk things leadership. I'm going to talk things kingdom, Christian, Jesus, 90s music, my kids, my fantastically fine husband of 17 years. Oh, good Lord, it's been that long. Time flies when you're having fun. And that's what Unleashed with Julia Winston is about. I am committed to helping 1,000 Christian women get promoted in their God-given industries to positions of impact, influence, and income in their God-given industry. Like, yes, it's time for women to go to work. And that's what I mean. So why in the world am I doing this? Like, where am I coming from? All that good stuff. I'm sure I'll share my story as we go along. But let me just tell you, here's what I found myself doing. This is just me, so you can get used to the real Julia. Here's how I find myself. Lord, I know I'm female. You created me female, right? But why is it so many people have an issue with me being female? What's going on? So I go to church, and I love my church. I have a great church. Not poo-pooing on a church, but I just got to state the facts, okay? Just got to state the facts. Go to the church, and I hear, women, your greatest and highest value as a believer is to be a wife and a mother. And we need to get back to women being wives and mothers. And I'm sitting there like, well, I know that. I'm a wife. I've been a wife for 17 years. I'm a mom. I got 2 kids. And there's something else in me, Lord. So what do I do with that? Okay. Then I go to work. And in the professional settings, right, here's what I would hear. Women, yes, like sister girl, do your thing. It is time for women to rise, go rise. Yes, let's do it. And, forget all these other people. Do what you got to do. Rise, sister, rise. No matter what cost. Oh, yeah, but wait, hang on. But you can't bring that Jesus stuff to work. Can you just put that on the side? And then, yeah. So you'll rise a little quicker if you don't put any of that Jesus stuff on it because, we just kind of a neutral environment. There is a God. And maybe some people don't believe in that, but just going to put that on the down low. So I'm in these 2 worlds, and none of them are speaking to me. None of them are speaking to me as an ambitious Christian professional woman. None of these worlds are speaking to me. And I do not believe it is intentional. Like, I'm not here to blame. I don't believe in name calling. I don't believe in all of that other stuff. There's some spiritual stuff going on. Absolutely. But I do not believe that churches are intentionally oppressing. Well, I'll just talk from my experiences, right? I don't believe I think it's kind of just neglect. Like people just don't recognize that ambitious Christian women are a market. Like, we are out here, Christian, ambitious professional women. Like, we're out here, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are a W-2 employee, whether you have a side hustle or not, whether you're changing, we're here. And if the only message that we hear is that we have to be these fantastic wives, mothers, churning butter, eating organic foods, and, popping out babies on one hand, or we got to be these cutthroat, this is what the industry talks about, like, this is what you need to do to climb this professional level women. Like, if those are the only 2 options, it is no wonder that women are checking out. And it's no wonder that Christian women check out at a greater rate than other people. Why? Because I don't know about you, but I am not willing to risk my husband and my kids for the sake of work. And I'm not willing to sacrifice my integrity and all these other things for the sake of promotion. Like, if that's what you're saying I have to do, I'm not going to do that. So no wonder people, especially we women, no wonder we back down and go, well, Lord, maybe that you didn't have that for me. So that was my problem. That was the dilemma I had. I call it the Deborah dilemma. That was the dilemma I had. Nobody was talking to me about how to develop professionally as a leader, understanding that I'm not putting Christ on the shelf. Just not. He's not going, because that's not where how can I put something on the shelf that's inside of me? Like, that's like saying I'm going to put my heart on the shelf. Like, it just is in there. It's not coming out. It's like me trying to take off my skin. It's just not coming off. It just is. So I'm like, not putting Christ on the shelf, not sacrificing my family. There has to be another way. And that, my friend, is the journey that I started when it's like, yes, it's time for women to be unleashed into being who God called you to be. We have a purpose, we have a design, and we have a place where he's calling us to be. And for some women, that mountain or that sphere of influence is in the home, and it's big and it's huge. I don't neglect my home duties, so don't put no comments. I don't neglect my home duties. And I don't neglect my professional duties. But what I realized was that nobody is talking to the professional Christian woman who happens to be married or have kids or, something like that. And it's like, listen, there is something else. There's an ambition inside of me that God gave me. And if I'm not careful, I'm not going to be impactful spiritually. I'm not going to be impactful professionally because I am too busy wondering, is this okay? Is this right? Is this all it? Like, is this okay? Well, maybe I'll do this. And I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, we got stuff to do. So that's what Unleash is about. That's what my channel is about, where I'm going to talk leadership stuff. I'm going to talk kingdom stuff. I'm going to talk my kids. I'm going to talk just ideas. I'm going to talk wisdom because, so I'm going to be talking wisdom, and my mind is going to go faster than my mouth. So what can you expect? You can expect those things. You can expect me to show up looking real and for real. Because otherwise I wouldn't do this. Like, the idea of being polished on YouTube, like, kept me from hitting record and uploading the video. So if I can release myself, if you will release me from being polished, then we just gonna be good. We just gonna be good, and we just gonna see what God has to say. Isn't that great? I'm gonna talk about prayer. I'm gonna talk about all those other things. So it is time for women to go to work. It is time for those of you who have that like ambition, and for some of you, you think ambition is a dirty word. It really is not. But it's been hijacked. But God has placed that inside of you, girlfriend. Like, you are already slaying it and killing it, and you're either playing small, excuse me, trying to please people in your head who are not thinking about you externally, and you're playing too small, or, you're playing a game that's not yours. You were never meant to play, and I'm not about that life. So here is, to me, unleashing. Like, we're just going to go on this journey together to be unleashed. I'm going to share my ideas with you about how I've done it in the lives of my clients, and what I'm just committed to do. So you good with that? Like the video. Right, I got to do all these things now. I got to learn to remember to do this, right? Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and we just going to go on this journey together. Isn't that cool? All right, I will see you later. I'm sure this will upload as a weird looking thumbnail, but hey, it'll be fun. Talk to you soon.